it was a little unnerving to get off to such a slow start, and which goes back to our scrimmages actually. But I think we've been consistently getting better, and so. I think this game comes at a good time for us. I think we'll be ready for this challenge. We're obviously going to have to play our best lacrosse, but I think we're up to it, and I think we're starting to hit our stride a little bit. So, there have been lots of years when we've been really good in February and early March, and didn't quite get where we wanted to be at the end of the season. So if you can promise me that the reverse is going to be true here, then I'm fine with the whole thing, And I'd like to be playing in well every minute of everything that we're doing. It would certainly make me feel better. But this team has worked hard on the practice field, and I think we've gotten better as we've gotten a little bit healthier at the same time. And so, hopefully that'll be reflected in our performance on Friday and going forward.
How much do you look forward to these big rivalry games, or is that more a product of like maybe fans and the players?
Well, I'm sure the fans and the players, look at these things, more from an excitement standpoint than than I might. The coaches who kind of got their heads down, grinding away in the office, trying to stay ahead, for the next game also at the same time. At the same time, I do appreciate this rivalry as much or any that we have on our schedule. When I first came to Virginia back in '92, the first thing I told the athletic director was I would like to see us try to get Syracuse on the schedule if we could. That took a couple of years. We played them in the playoffs in '94 the first time and got them on a regular season schedule in '95. And it's just been some amazing contests since that time. And I would tell anybody, and I tell these guys often enough, it's a privilege to be playing in this game. And so as a coach, I feel the same way from the sideline.
How do you think you guys match up with SU this year?
I think it's a good game for us. Their experiences at the defensive end of the field similar to ours, I think. So it may be which team can kind of break through offensively. That's going to prove the difference. I think we're also going to have to demonstrate that we can win some faceoffs against a very good faceoff guy. We're clearly improved at that position, but we haven't seen anybody quite the likes of Ben Williams yet. And so those two pieces, the ability to score some goals and the ability to control the play in the middle of the field, will probably have a lot to say with how this goes.
Is the face-off specialist maybe the most important position on the field this week?
It's probably it may be the most striking thing that jumps off the page at you as you look at the matchup this week. Just because their kid has been so good, and like I say though, I think everybody would acknowledge that we've gotten better at the face-off X, especially with Jason Murphy there. He came on during the year last year, and he's off to a good start right now. It'll just be, like I say, it's hard to predict how that's going to play yet. So we're hopeful that we're going to have a shot there, but I think we're going to have to get to Friday to see how they match up.
And playing the game outside here rather than inside at the Dome, what are your thoughts on that?
I think we love going to the Dome, frankly. And for all the years that we've played that game, with the uncertainty of the weather here at this time of year, it's a safer bet to be in the Dome. It's going to be 70 and overcast in the Dome all the time. But we love the fact that the game is here at Klockner, and we get a chance for the local folks to come out and see a game of this caliber, and so I'm glad we'll be playing it here in Charlottesville.
And what's it like having this game? Now we've had it a few times in conference play, just having this rivalry. What's it going to mean for lacrosse?
Yeah, well, it's just having them in the conference now, in our sport in particular, it ratchets up everything. The attention to the game, and I used to be a little bit flip actually about talking about not being greatly concerned about the result of the game, but now it has conference ramifications, tournament stuff, seedings, things like that, and so in every way it's just put a I would have told you beforehand there couldn't have been a sort of a more highly anticipated game, but it may actually be that's the case now.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a saying here, no big games, but I think Syracuse carries a little bit of extra weight than most games, and I think a lot of guys, when you're young and you commit to a school like Virginia, you picture yourself out in the field playing against a team like Syracuse. So I think everybody's excited for the game this Friday.
How much of a kind of work in progress do you think you guys still are at this point?
I think every week we've kind of found ourselves a little bit more and, developed offensively and defensively and just as a team overall. So I think this is just another step in that direction. I think we've developed throughout the year, and I think this weekend we'll show that. So
kind of the flip side of that is, how prepared do you think you guys are to start ACC play?
Right, I think, like I said, I think we've developed every week since the beginning of the season to now, and I think this Friday will only show more of that. I think, throughout the weeks of practice and the games, we've developed offensively and defensively, and I think this Friday we'll be ready to go.
Playing a game on a Friday is a little bit different. What's that, preparation-wise, what's that mean for you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely a different setup, a shorter week, especially after playing on a Sunday. But I think, our guys are prepared for that. I think we're really ready to face whatever we need to face, and I think, we'll be preparing throughout this week, and we'll be ready to go on Friday.
And how's your offense kind of compare with the defense Syracuse has?
They have really good defense. I think they have some younger guys compared to last year. I think they graduated a few guys, but I think they still have a core, really strong group of guys, and I think our offense will be ready to face those guys. We really don't worry about how they're going to be playing us. I think we're really more focused on us and just putting the ball in the back of the cage, and I think we'll be able to do that on Friday.
Getting to play a big rival at home, how much of an advantage can that be?
Yeah, it definitely can be an advantage. Syracuse playing in the Dome. I think this might be their first game outside this season, which could be an advantage for us. We've played in some strange weather throughout this spring already, and I think that could hopefully be an advantage for us going into Friday.
Both teams very strong in the face-off. I think winning like 70%.
Right.
As you're looking at that, does it look kind of be like a make-it-take-it if you got a strong face-off guy out there?
It definitely felt a little bit like that last year. I think, the pressure of playing in the Dome, I think they got a couple goals early, and they were able to get the ball back and kind of play that make-it-take-it style. But, our guys have been working their tails off this spring so far, and I think hopefully they'll be able to do the same on Friday.
Syracuse week always has a little something extra. It's always a big game every year, so everyone looks forward to it.
Where do you think you guys are right now as a team going into ACC play?
I think we're still trying to develop a little bit, still trying to find ourselves, which I think is a good thing. It's still early in the season, and May is a long way away. So as long as we continue getting better every week, I think that's what we should be trying to do.
Is that a little kind of, I don't know if nerve-wracking is the right way of putting it, though, when you're going into, obviously you're getting into ACC play now?
I don't know if nerve-wracking. There are some nerves, little butterflies, but I think every day we're coming out just trying to play our best lacrosse, and I think that's all we can hope for.
What kind of early adjustments have you guys made as a team?
I don't know if we've really made too many adjustments. I think we just keep trying to harp on everything that we're working on in practice, and just trying to fix those small little things, whether it's sliding down the backside or just helping each other out. So
there's a lot of teams that could be Virginia's biggest rival. Where does Syracuse kind of fit on that list?
I think any ACC team that we play is always one of our biggest rivals. Hopkins is up there. I know Duke, obviously, we haven't had the best of luck with them recently, so I think they're probably one of our biggest ones as well. So,
what's the strength for Syracuse this year?
I think their offense looks really good this year. They lost 5 or 6 guys, so that was a little bit of a question, but they still seem to be coming out strong, and obviously their face-offs are really, really good. We didn't do too well against them last year, but hopefully we can improve a little bit more this year.
And are you out there at times on face-offs?
I'm not sure. I just kind of do whatever the coaches tell me to do, and just kind of be ready for anything.